Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Barry White was a popular singer known for his unique voice and for delivering hits such as Can't Get Enough of Your Love Babe and You Are the First, the Last, My Everything. He has been touted as one of the most successful artists of all time because of his contribution to music and was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame after his death. White remains a popular icon even now and is often remembered for his love ballads and his identity as the singer who so openly celebrated love through his art and music. However, White's life was not easy, and he came from humble beginnings, climbing the ladder on his own steam and working hard to achieve success in a notoriously cutthroat industry. In his autobiography, Love Unlimited: Insights on Life and Love, he wrote, "If I have produced some music that strikes a chord in the fine-tuned land of people's emotions, so be it. In that sense, my music is great, a special gift that allows me to create a more perfect world than real life. It takes us all out of the lives we live into the fantasies of our dreams." Here's a look at Barry White's life, including some of the most iconic moments from his incredible journey to stardom, as well as tragedy and hardships he had to overcome. Barry White was born in Texas on September 12, 1944. He spent a large part of his childhood in Los Angeles and saw some tough times as a kid. According to his 1999 autobiography, Love Unlimited: Insight on Life and Love, the musician grew up in a small home with his mother and siblings. White and his small brother became involved in local gangs and often got into trouble, much of the disappointment of their mother. In an interview with Rolling Stone, White said, "I am an ex-gangbanger. I came from Southeast LA. I didn't only hear about the 1965 riot, I was in it. I understand the disappointment, the anger that people have. My brother had the same until he died in 1983. A man shot him in his heart. He was my best friend in my life till he died. He was night and I was day." He added that his brother was addicted to the world of crime, the way Barry himself grew to love music. White spent some time in jail himself for stealing tires when he was just 16 years old. White chose to be transparent about his past to his young fans later in life. "So I tell young people the truth, and a lot of them listen," he said. "They know I have been to jail. I have never hid my past, and I never will. I don't want no young person to think he's stuck in that misery." Even as a child, Barry White was fascinated by music and he wanted to understand it and explore it further. According to Love Unlimited: Insights on Life and Love, White would listen to music on the radio and figure out ways to make his favorite songs a part of his life. Per biography, the singer closely followed the local music scene as a kid. "Ever since I was a little boy, whenever I heard a song on the radio I liked, I made it my song," White wrote. "If I was alone, I immediately formed an attachment to it, touchstone to the time and place I first heard it. If I was with a lady, it became a clear reminder to me of whom I was with, how I felt about her, and how she felt about me." He added that music was a major part of his romantic experiences, and when he finally started making his own music, he consciously tried to allow his songs to serve as an inspiration to lovers in different parts of the world. White was also part of his church choir and spent a significant amount of time consuming music. One of Barry White's most interesting memories involved observing the change in his voice as he grew up, and he found himself embracing the change. While his voice was originally a bit squeaky, it suddenly changed and deepened, a fact that both scared and intrigued him. The change happened almost overnight, and it definitely took him by surprise. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, White and his mom were really excited when his voice transformed. "It scared me and my mother when I spoke that morning," White said. "It was totally unexpected. My chest rattled. Vibrations. My mother was staring at me and I was staring at her. The next thing I knew, her straight face broke into a beautiful smile. Tears came down her face and she said, 'My son's man now.'" White, of course, would eventually be well known for his unique deep voice. Barry White's journey to redemption after his fractious childhood was not an easy one. He knew he needed to change his ways and give up gang life. As he explained in Love Unlimited: Insight on Life and Love, he decided to transform himself after spending time in jail. After 2 months on the inside, it finally started kicking in. White more, "I have to change my ways because if I don't, I'm going to end up in jail the rest of my life." White knew he would have a hard time changing his bad habits, but he didn't see any other way out. A few days after he left jail, he received an offer from friends to join a band and sing bass. Until then, White had never thought of music as a solid option. White credited that moment when he was asked to be a part of the music group in Nines as the thing that changed the course of his life. However, simply deciding to pursue music was not enough. He spent almost a decade trying to get noticed and make a mark in the world of music. Along the way, White worked on collaborations and slowly fought his way to the top despite being the king of romance in the music industry and being known for producing iconic love ballads. Barry White's love life was full of hurdles. His romances didn't have happy endings and both his marriages ended in divorce. White's first wife was a childhood friend named Mary. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, he had 4 kids with her before they decided to go their separate ways in 1969. His next wife was from the female group Love Unlimited and her name was Claudine James. They worked together on Walking in the Rain with the One I Love and ultimately decided to split up in 1988. In 1995, he was asked by Jane C. Dunn about his love life for an interview with Rolling Stone. White simply said, "I am relaxing, I'm enjoying my life and I let things do what they do. I've already got one lady, music." Barry White's health was less than stellar. According to a piece by MSN, White found it hard to even stand up on his own 2 feet during his final days. A docu-series called Autopsy, Barry White delved into the singer's life and his health concerns. White's half-sister, Sandra, said in the docu-series, "The last concert that I saw of Barry's, he could barely stand up. He managed to get through it, and then I understand he almost collapsed after he walked off stage." She added that despite the scare, White was not keen on seeking help. "I was around Barry a lot. During that time, we would talk a lot, and I could tell he was getting tired a lot." Additionally, White had dealt with weight issues from a large part of his life and suffered a stroke in 2003 that affected his speech. He had also been dealing with the failing kidney and had acute blood pressure issues, effect which had forced him to back out of many live shows. "My dad had surgery May 1 to place a catheter in his arm," White's daughter said back then for Billboard. "He had a stroke that affected his speech and the right side of his body, but he is in great spirits." Unfortunately, Barry White's health issues became worse and he was unable to recover. He passed away in July 2003 at the age of 58. Sadly, Barry White faced ridicule from his audiences at concerts and live performances as his health waned. White was struggling to stay animated while performing live as he fought ever-increasing exhaustion. According to MSN, Ned Shankman, White's manager, revealed in Autopsy, Barry White, that people didn't take kindly to the singer's ill health. He had to perform sitting down. It infuriated the crowds. They wanted Barry playing the piano and moving around, Shankman stated. This thought was echoed by White's biographer, Mark Elliott, who said the show was in the round and he would not turn. So half the audience saw only his back and they booed him. White's son felt that his father was doing the best he could considering the circumstances. He was not able to stand up. He was trying, he was struggling, but he was trying. And God bless him for that, he said. White's mobility issues were primarily caused by edema, swelling due to fluid buildup in his legs and ankles. Ultimately, Barry White left behind a rich but painful legacy for his fans. He had a lot more that he wanted to do and his work remained unfinished. Sadly, his failing health simply didn't allow him to pursue his future goals and dreams. White's death left fans heartbroken and they paid a moving tribute to him in Los Angeles. According to a piece by Enemy, more than 100 fans and friends of the singer celebrated his life and music at a park in the city's downtown after his death, paying tribute to White and dancing to some of his best songs. One of White's friends, Muhammad Mubarak, remembered his old mate and said, "It truly was the mystery of love. We ask that you will open up the doors of heaven and allow him to rest in peace in heaven forever, and forgive him for all of his sins and have mercy on his day of judgment." For CNN, White once said that researchers had experimented on whales with his music and found that his songs did, in fact, encourage them to mate more. "I sleep music, I ate music, I'm never without it, I'm never without music, that's my first lady," White was quoted as saying in an interview. He had a most unique voice, a most unique appearance. Ned Shankman said he was just a very unique guy. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.